Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Damian.
And it's a beautiful day in Chicago. It's a little cold, actually. It's a little cold, but the sun is really, really nice.
It's nice. It's very nice.
So, Damian, tell us about your week.
My week? Okay, maybe I tell you about my last 2 weeks.
Oh, whoa, it's a double.
Because 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? Actually it was a week ago. Because it was this Wednesday and last Wednesday. Okay, so it was 1.5 week.
Okay.
And we just started the improv classes. So I'm very excited, and they actually lead by Emily.
So yeah, small little improv class.
Small improv class, 5-6 people, and I really enjoy it. I think that's like the thing that I'm waiting like all 7 days, because the first class was just pure. I just enjoy it, and it was very good. It was putting me out of my comfort zone. I was really trying to get better, do my best. I interact with a lot of great people, and I think that was I had like a lot of thoughts after, and I think it really related to my faith too.
So what initially got you interested in doing acting or improv?
So I know we talked about it probably even like a few months ago. Basically what I like to is to get outside of my comfort zone and be kind of like better speaker, be better interacting with the people, and also we talked about the acting, and you said that was a very important for me, that you said that it's basically living in the moment. You have to really, especially improv, where you actually you just came up with the things on the go, and you have to be present. You have to be aware of everything, what's happening in the surroundings. How was the response of the audience? What is your the person on the second person on the stage? What is she or he saying? You have to you have to live in the moment. And I love this concept because it's basically us, the faith. We have to be present. Temptation is here and now, and you have to resist it. It's not in 1 hour from now, or in past. It doesn't matter what happened last day. It's gone. So we have to focus on here and now. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that's why I think the improv really benefits me. So far, it's great.
Have you made any other connections to the faith, or just how you interact in life in general?
One of the main things is being present. I think it's so important, and everything I do in my life, I'm trying to be here and now. And how I interact with people, I'm trying to give them 100% of my attention. If I am eating, then I'm focusing on eating. I'm not scrolling my phone or anything else. Or if I actually am on my phone and I'm looking for something specific on social media, I just do this. So I know that there's specific time to dedicate it to this specific thing, because there's nothing wrong to have a social media and be there, but I do this specific thing, looking for the specific thing. So I'm trying not to get distracted by other things. So if I'm living in the moment I'm trying to focus always 100% of my attention on one specific thing. And I think that's very important, and also that it relates to the interactions with other people. Mm-hmm. And I think the improv can really help me to actually have better awareness what people trying to say, and how they behave, read the body language, and really focus on them, not just me. Mm-hmm. Because it's also very important to be responsive to the second person, and actually say yes, and what was my response. Mm-hmm. So I have to be really aware what they're saying, because then I have to have something say back. So that's important.
So what's your current reaction if you notice that you are distracted or you're doing multiple things at once, or if you turn your attention back to yourself instead of to the person or the thing that you're engaging with?
I'm aware that actually, I'm catching myself, if I am on the social media, and I mean, it's like 10, 15 seconds, I'm like, okay, I should not be doing it. So I'm aware of it almost right away. So I think that is good. And there's also, it's same in prayer, like, yeah, I'm at the mass and like suddenly, I'm thinking about something completely different. So I go back, and it's constantly like, and I'm, again, like out of the door and like, thinking about everything, but not what I should be thinking about. But I think the awareness that like, okay, actually I'm doing it, I'm trying to work on it. So it's in the prayer, Holy Mass, and same with the, other people. Mm-hmm. So because, I can be, not every, interaction with other people will be super exciting. Some people make me, just it's just boring.
Yeah.
And my mind will go somewhere else. But I'm catching myself that like, oh, okay, go back. Like, you should be here and now. No matter what's, for dinner, like, yeah, you'll think about it later. But like now you have to interact with this person and, give your 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so being present and focusing on that thing or person that you're engaging with.
100%, always like give my 100% here and now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Emily, how was your week? Like, tell me a little bit more about your week.
Good week. I feel like right now I've been in a huge cycle of consolation, desolation, of these like roller coasters.
What happened?
I feel like a lot of things have happened. I'm getting a lot of clarity thanks to God's grace on certain things. I'm seeing some fruit of suffering. Past suffering is bearing current fruit, which is like, I still don't like suffering, but it is, if I didn't suffer then, I wouldn't have been pushed to do some things which then have led me to a place that I am right now, which is very important to remember, because kind of we need to stay in that present moment to participate with God's grace in the moment. But God gives us a lamp for our feet and a light for our path, but the light for the path is not a street light. You don't see the entire path ahead of you. You just see the step. And to remember that since God is a faithful God, you need to trust that each step in the light is the correct step, even when it involves pain or suffering or a negative emotion. Because that next step truly is the direction that you are supposed to be going, whether to grow a virtue or to offer up that suffering for something greater to come of it. I'm still listening to the Introduction to the Devout Life by St. Francis de Sales, and St. Francis de Sales says, he goes in part of the book talking about the different virtues that we need to cultivate, and how some of the virtues that we need to cultivate are not necessarily the showy virtues. Like there are some virtues that are very showy, that you're like, ooh, wow, this person is so virtuous, look at the things they're doing, right? But on the interior, they might actually be lacking. So even though they have that exterior virtue, it might not be a true interior disposition, or kind of like the Pharisees who would pray on the street corner to be seen praying. So some of the virtues, he started with humility, meekness, and patience, which like, boy, look, I got to grow in that. Oof. So, but he also said that the three branches of the cross that are important to cultivate are obedience, chastity, and poverty, which, if you've ever looked into religious life, should sound familiar. But he's talking to a layperson in Introduction to Devout Life. So it's actually important for a layperson too. So the three branches of the cross are obedience, to consecrate your will to God, chastity, to consecrate your body to God, and poverty, to consecrate your material goods to God. And then that fourth branch, which is the foundation, is humility. And through all of these branches, do you cultivate the ultimate virtue of charity, which is the only virtue that still exists in the end. We have faith, hope, charity. Charity is the only one that remains. So, yeah, through my suffering, definitely, I don't know how much virtue is being produced right now, but.
So what's your like, during the week, how you're trying to cultivate those virtues? Like, what do you do during the week specifically?
Always turning my heart and mind to God. There are a number of specific prayers or things that I do, but I also I call upon God like informally a lot during the day. Like, have mercy on me, or blessed be the name of God, or something like that, where especially in my cultivation of like humility, meekness, patience, they kind of all go together to really combat pride and anger. And in order to not fall into one of those two deadly sins of pride and anger, if I feel myself in a situation that is not pleasing to me, then I try to call upon God of like, Jesus save me, or blessed be the name of God, or so it's just this constant interior movement of I need help, I can't do it alone.
So basically awareness that God is always here, it's always around, and like basically calling his name.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more question, which is slightly more related to our improv classes.
Okay. Oh boy!
Because I just want to ask you as because maybe I can speak about it as a person that like as a student.
Mm-hmm.
But like I would ask you like how you benefit, like how your faith benefit out of those classes as a teacher, because
Mm-hmm.
that's a completely different position.
Yeah.
So what do you learn as a teacher?
I learn how much the Holy Spirit really speaks through me and leads and guides when, especially, because I come in with a plan, and the plan's a good plan, but I do pray often to God, to the Holy Spirit, to speak through me, to say what needs to be said, to do the thing the way it needs to be. And it's like, okay, well, if the plan is not what you want, then direct it another way. And there are so many times when I am doing something and something unexpected happens, and I follow that, even though it's off the plan. It's off what I had prepared. And that is where something exciting really happens, because it's the meeting of, yes, you need to come in prepared, you need to do that work, but then you also need to get out of the way to let God do the work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's a it's a little bit different perspective than me. I don't have a plan coming to the class.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting.
Well, I think coming to class open and ready to learn and ready to surrender is how you come prepared right now, because I mean, you're not leading something, you're just responding. You just need to bring yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so would you have an tip for our audience, like what they're supposed to implement next week?
Yeah, I would say this week, let God lead. Yes, you have a plan, you have a job, you have things on the calendar, but what happens if you give that calendar to God? Is every meeting on your calendar something God actually wants you to do? Or is there something else that he wants you to delete or add in? I would really challenge you, to give your schedule this week over to God and see what he thinks about it. How about you, Damian? You have any last tips?
I think that actually, being aware of your surroundings in terms of the, even like observing your friends. And like sometimes some of your friends could be in troubles, like maybe they need to talk to you, to someone, but they don't want it. But like sometimes just watching them as their body language, you can see sadness. Sometimes you can see sadness on someone's face, and just go and say like, hey, how you doing? Or like maybe you want to grab a coffee. You don't have to directly ask about like, hey, what's bothering you, but like just have this nice conversation, and maybe they will open up. But like be aware like what's going on around, because I think it's very important that we actually we live in a society, and maybe it's a stranger, maybe it's your friend, but like be aware what's going on around. Just don't only focus on yourself, because there are others who need your help.
Charity. Woo!
Okay guys, so subscribe to this channel.
Like us.
Hit the like button, and we see you in the next one.
Share us with friends. Look, I don't know if the YouTube algorithm actually likes us. Probably not, because we're Catholic. That's okay. But so share us with friends if you like us, or be our friend. I don't know.
God bless you guys.
God bless. Goodbye.
Goodbye.